It's so hot. Son-in-law. Woo.
Hey, hi.
Hello again.
Okay.
Solemnly swear I'm up to no good. Alright.
We're
in France!
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 Oh, crap. Nous sommes dans France.
Nous sommes dans France! Not really in France, but...
We're in Duluth. Which is a French name.
It is. Sierre Duluth, is that his name?
Mm-hmm. But you say Duluth.
Is Grace alone? He's from...
Oh. He ain't French.
The fuck? I don't know. We want to go to France, and we want to bike around.
Yeah, I made a status a couple days ago on Facebook that I want to go to France and bike around and listen to Coldplay, and it was hated on like none other. Oh my. And I told Sam here, and as supportive as she is, she was like, I'll do it with you.
Who wouldn't want to go to France and bike around in brightly colored skirts and wear scarves, sunglasses, big floppy hats, and eat picnics, and have random sun showers and playing cricks?
Yeah. And
it sounds wonderful.
Yeah. But no, it sounds terrible. So we've decided that we're going to do that at some point in time. Don't know when. Hopefully in July.
When Lord's in France. I'm going to go there.
Alright, so that's that. Next item. I need to refute my statement from our previous blog.
Even though I don't think you need to.
Well, I don't think I need to. I think my theory still has merit. But I got some feedback about my snake theory, and it was not good feedback. And I kind of scoffed at what everyone said until one of my friends was like, I'm pretty sure that the fear of snakes, predates the Bible. So when the church fathers were writing the book, they just kind of chose a scary animal. And I was like, oh, that actually makes kind of some sense. But at the same time, I would have picked spiders, because snakes are cool. Spiders are not. But I'm of the mind that we should just breed bats to kill all the mosquitoes.
Ew, I hate bats.
What?
And
they're so cute.
Fuck, the church fathers didn't pick snakes. It's the word of God. But different strokes for different folks, I guess.
Apparently. But we have a new Atheists Tell Bible Stories today. This time, Miss Samantha Norman is going to tell us a tale of Noah's Ark and how it ties in with her favorite animal, the unicorn.
Well, okay. Well, everyone knows the story of Noah's Ark. There are so many holes in that story. Like, all the animals that aren't really around today, are in the fossil record, even though some of them are land animals. So, I mean, I don't really understand that. And underwater, pretty much any salt water, or I guess any water animal would probably survive, because, I mean, you can have the rain would dilute the salt water, but I still think there'd be, pockets and the salinity, isn't that, more dense? Or salt or more buoyant? I can never remember. But anyways, so, what I think happened is that Noah took one of every, one male, one female of every species, and then the unicorns were there. But then all the animals were, in cages and stuff, starting to get a little, cabin fever and going kind of crazy because they're all stuck on this ship. They started, escaping and trying to kill Noah so that they could take over the ship or the ark, whatever. And I think Noah was like, I'm gonna have to start killing off these animals so that I don't die and I can fulfill my mission to God. So I think he chose the unicorn, because then he would have, a tool. He could use its horn thing to, fend off the other animals. So I think that's why there's no unicorns in.
But there's proof of unicorns.
There is. In Italy, they found a one-horned deer. We all know that's a unicorn. Come on. Stop sugarcoating it. Just fucking admit that there's
And there's a picture. Google it.
Yes. One-horned deer. Google it.
Oh. Alright. That's that. Next, move on to Lewis and Clark, because he's our hero.
No, they are our hero.
Oops.
Lewis and Clark
More than one. Yeah, our fathers dragged us to every single Lewis and Clark location between here and Seattle. The coolest one...
It was horrible at the time.
But now...
No, I'm really glad that I learned all that.
The coolest thing, I think, is the rest area in Chamberlain, South Dakota. It's so cool. It's so cool.
That's the one where they have their names carved into the stone, right?
I don't know.
That one.
I don't know. It's just, it's overlooking the river, the Missouri River, and the inside, there's the peeing rooms, aka the bathrooms. But then you have, a huge room of just, a big boat and all these, these are the animals Lewis and Clark encountered. These are what their crates looked like. This is the information they acquired. Blah, 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 blah. It's cool.
I'm pretty sure that's the one where they like carved, there was like this big like rock face, and then all the French people that were there before, like the fur traders, carved their names into it, so that when Lewis and Clark got there with their expedition, they all like carved their name into the rock, and they had like this big metal box with like glass in front of it over Lewis and Clark's names, so they can't be like eroded.
I don't know. I haven't seen that anywhere.
I think that's
I'll have to call my father and be like,
to find out. I'll ask my dad where that one is.
Okay. Anywho's, but so we really like Lewis and Clark, and I just went to Washington D.C. for Christmas, and I was reading like a guidebook, and it was like, go to the History Museum because Lewis and Clark's compass is there. I texted her, like, found out, and I was like, whoa, oh my god, and she texted me back.
Excited. I wanted a picture of this compass.
And I had my camera phone already. I was going to take a picture. So we get there, and I'm touting around the museum, and I'm like, oh, it's so cool. And then there's this huge wall of Lewis and Clark, and I was like, geez, I beelined over. And there was a compass, but it wasn't Lewis and Clark's compass. It was a replica. Because apparently, if the real compass was out, the light would, like, make it disintegrate. And I'm like, well, what's the bloody point? It's just in, like, a back room where no one can see it. Like, at least let it out and let it live, and yes, it'll be a shorter life, but at least people can see it. A replica? I don't want to see a replica.
Well, I don't understand, because don't they have special lights, you know, with the the National Archives, like all the documents? Wouldn't the light be more detrimental to the documents than it would be to like something that's made out of metal?
Yeah. And I mean, I love Lewis and Clark and all, but I think the Declaration of Independence is a little bit more important to save.
Yeah, exactly. Compass. I don't need to see that. I pictured it though because I went there, because I want to go there before National Treasure came out, but then it came out. And we went there and we had to stand in line for like 4 hours because it was like so famous. And I was like, I wanted to go here before it was popular.
It's the Declaration of Independence.
I was like, what? And they were like, over here are really old documents, and over here are more modern documents, like the Louisiana Purchase. And I was like, modern? What? Not modern.
Me and Dan Hartman, the city councilor, got into a big argument about Thomas Jefferson when it comes to the Louisiana Purchase. Because... do we have time for a history lesson?
Oh yeah, we do.
A little bit. Okay. Well, yeah, it's our last thing on our agenda. So, with the Louisiana Purchase, Thomas Jefferson gets all of the credit for it. But what actually happened was Jefferson really wanted to own... is New Orleans where the Mississippi dumps out, or is it Baton Rouge?
New Orleans.
Okay, so I thought. Shut up.
It's okay.
I've never been to Louisiana.
Yeah.
He really wanted the area around New Orleans because he wanted to control the entire Mississippi River. So he sent an envoy over to Paris to talk to Napoleon about getting this tiny little piece of land. And Napoleon at the time was having a lot of difficulties in Europe with his, like, wars. And he was like, you know what, I don't have the men or the money or whatever to upkeep America, so just take the whole thing. And the envoys were like, oh, okay, I'm sure Jefferson won't mind if we take the whole thing. So
3 cents an acre.
Yeah, 3 cents an acre. We paid 3 cents an acre. Craziness. Actually, it's kind of cool.
Like
Duluth
tripled the size.
Yeah, it doubled the size. Double the size of the U.S. Duluth is part of the original the original country, but like Lakeville and Anoka, which is where we're from, they're part of the Louisiana Purchase. But yeah, so they go back, and Jefferson didn't even know about it until they came back, and we're like, so guess what? We got Louisiana, and then some. But so he always gets all the credit for it, and Dan Hartman like hates Thomas Jefferson because of it. I personally love Thomas Jefferson.
He's awesome.
I know. I think Polk, though, James K. Polk, he needs to get a lot more credit as a president because he got us the rest of the country, and he actually did it himself.
Manifest destiny.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, look up James Polk. He's awesome. But we don't have that much time anymore, so... We learned we had to keep it under 10 minutes. Our first one was like 16 minutes long, and I had to edit it, and it was really frustrating, so I decided we're not going to do that this time. Yep.
So this is kind of sad, sorry.
But our next one, we'll talk more about things.
We had lots of ideas, and then we kind of forgot them. But that's okay.
Plus 10 minutes.
Well.
Alright, I think we're good.
Mischief managed.
Mischief managed. Become members of National Public Radio.
And PBS. Supported by community members.
And viewers like you.
Yeah, that's hard to say, but I can't really remember.
Au revoir, mon ami. Mes amis.